appreciate it.
Gives you that enthusiasm.
So what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you come across Korea?
Kimchi.
That's a good answer.
I had lunch actually in Korea today.
Oh, nice. What else? Seafood?
Seafood tofu soup.
Oh, okay.
부조찌개.
Korean barbecue.
That's always one of the answers.
Oh,
Corruption.
beauty.
Oh yeah, that's what's going on. Just like, yeah, as bad as, yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say US, but yeah. So like, you know, as soon as I introduce myself, that I'm from Korea, like, you know, one of the most frequently asked questions is, so which part of Korea are you from? So I was like, John just asked me that same question today. And like at first I thought it's like kind of such a silly question, like, you know, people better know, but I realized that
North Korean tourists we hear so much about.
so like unless like you have some, you know, understanding about like, you know, what's going on in Asia, I guess like this is not something that everybody is aware of. So like I got to the point where I, you know, actually make a joke, like, yeah, I'm from North Korea, you know, I have some connection with this dictator. And believe me, some people believe it.
Oh my god.
So this is my third time to the club, and as Tim mentioned, after 2 visits, I decided to join the club. And as you got a hint, probably, at this point, I'm from Korea, specifically South Korea. It has been 9 years since I came, about 9 years since I came to the States, and I still remember my very first day when I landed in Chicago O'Hare International Airport. The very hot day with a mixture feeling of excitement and fear. And after school, I decided to stay in the States, pursuing my career. So I moved to LA and started working at the consulting firm there, and stayed there for about 4.5 years, and moved to San Francisco, and finally came back to the Midwest. I always wanted to settle down in the Midwest. So lived in St. Louis about 2 years, and finally came back to Chicago not a long time ago. So as you can see, I moved around a little bit here and there. And so like I came across a lot of questions from the people that I have met throughout the country. And one of the questions I addressed, you know, which part of the country I'm from. And some other questions are, it's like, what made you come to the States? And what is the difference between the US and Korea? Well, I can write a book about the differences between the US and Korea. And another like most frequently asked question is, after 9 years in the States, is, so when are you planning to go back to Korea? Well, I know like people are asking this question out of curiosity, or they understand how challenging it can be to live in a different country, right? Well, needless to say about the differences in culture and language, like, you know, there are moments that you feel kind of overwhelmed and like it's just exhausting to be surrounded by people and listen to them speaking a language that you didn't grow up. I don't know if you had ever had this moment. Like if you had a chance to watch the movie Lost in Translation, there is a scene that like you are in the middle of the crowd and there's a lot of noise, but you cannot hear anything. It's like unless you pay attention to what they're saying, like nothing is filtered into your brain and you are just standing there. And there are a lot of moments like that when you like go to a new country. But that was just the beginning, you know. Like there are so many stories I can share, and that can be another, you know, my speech. But and like some of the examples, like I learned that you know, making an argument with my bosses or my professors is not a disrespectful thing. Well, sometimes, well, as long as you do it in a proper way. And sometimes it's necessary to make sure that your voices are heard. And your schooling and the credentials are not necessarily telling about your ability unless you tell them what you know. And once out of your country, out of school, adapting yourself to the new culture and learning English is directly related to your survival in the US. But most importantly, when you order big size of soda at McDonald's, it's twice bigger than big size in Korea. that was a big lesson. And every person is like twice bigger here. And then growing up in Korea, I think I was a good daughter, good student, and whatever the role has given to me, I did my best. You know, meeting the expectations set by my parents, my teachers, and the society. I never questioned about the values. I never questioned like why we are doing certain things in a certain way, because we are looking at things through the lenses set by the society or my parents, right? But like coming to the States, everything is kind of like shaken. Actually, like a couple of weeks ago, I had a chance to get connected with my friend. She and I shared a house when I came to the States. So like she was my first roommate, and she has the same background. She's a Korean, and then she came here for a PhD. And you probably have a friend like, you know, I haven't seen her for 8 years after the college. And when we met, it was just like yesterday. Now, one thing we definitely agreed is that as much as it looks glamorous to live in a different country and have a career, it's the life in the U.S. was a journey of humbling ourselves, because you constantly question all the values you grew up with, and you need to rebuild the frame or the lenses you're gonna look through which you're gonna look at things. But you know, going back to the question, like, you know, so are you planning to go back to your country? Well, my family is still in Korea, but I cannot answer to that question because I like here, but you never know like what's going to happen tomorrow or a month later. But one thing I can say is that I do not have any regret about the path that I took, because learning how to build my own lenses taught me caring about people more than, like the world, more than myself. It just provided different views and different perspective, and that's the best way to understand other people and other cultures. And I appreciate every moment that I had here. And I felt like this is the right place and the right moment to share my story, Toastmaster, because Toastmaster was my turning point. I am very shy. I'm such an introvert, but I used to be a lot shyer. But you know, putting myself out here, coming to Toastmaster, gave me an opportunity to take the courage and strength to confront the challenges along the way, and they just, you know, helped me grow to be who I am. And I am very excited to continue this journey with Toastmaster, and I encourage people, though especially guests, to, you know, come back to Toastmaster and you know, take more challenges here and take that as an opportunity to be better in whatever you want to achieve. Thank you.